Welcome back to Sonic Frontiers. We're almost done with this game forever. Thank God.
We'll be back in 5 years with my playthrough.
We're technically counting this update as its own playthrough, but if we counted it as part of the main playthrough, this would tie our longest amount of parts playthrough, being Dark Souls with 14. But this will not be the last part of this. We have one more after this.
That's okay. Final Fantasy and Nier will be here to beat both those times.
Yeah, by like several times, I imagine.
It depends on how many side quests I leave in.
Yeah. Get ready for lots of spin dashing.
As you do.
Yeah. I end up trying to explore around for some side stories a little bit in this part, if I remember correctly, so...
Okay.
That's why. But next part, we will be seeing all of the side stories that I didn't get. So look forward to that. This part is just a lot of cleanup. We're finishing up the main quest before the finale of the game, so that's something.
How can you not like this movement system, man?
I mean, I never said I didn't like it. I just think it could be a lot better. I like it a lot though. It's like Sonic Adventure. Like, I love that movement system, but it has aged beyond belief, and if they made a new version of that, I would expect a lot of updates. You know? It's just that sort of vibe with this game. Though this game, you can't call it aged because it just came out. So I don't know what to call this game.
Dare I say, with all the updates finished, is this the best Sonic movement system?
No.
I think the argument could be made.
I mean, a lot of people do make the argument. I would disagree. I still think Generations boost Sonic controls a lot better than this. I still think for 3D, I prefer the adventure games physics over this, but this is definitely like number 3 if we're counting. Yeah, for me at least.
Well, you see, you're wrong on all of those ends because number 1 is Secret Rings.
Oh my god. Accidentally slightly tilts the analog stick in one direction and Sonic just beelines towards it.
Well, you made your controls too sensitive then, my friend.
No. That's just the Wiimote. But yeah, this is
I know I mentioned it before, but seriously, go read interviews on developing Secret Rings. It's really interesting.
Well, all the interviews for these games are interesting to me.
Yeah, but I found Sonic in the Secret Rings to be the most intriguing. Yeah. Heroes just makes me sad because he keeps saying he'll get back to Adventure and make Adventure 3. So...
Anyways, I think that was my favorite cyberspace stage in the update.
I wonder why.
There's lots of ramps.
I think that was the first one I found.
I thought you said you found the rocket boost one.
It was those were the two I did. I don't remember the order.
Well, they're both Green Hill, so I can't blame you for mixing them up.
And then the only other one I played was the moon one, the space jump one. Yeah. Unless I'm missing one I played.
I don't need these. You know, I do find myself in the rest of this just like collecting stuff that I don't need. 'Cause, you know, I didn't realize I was already in the end game by this point. Because the game just kept going. I assumed it would keep going. I don't know.
Yeah, you can move through this pretty quickly if you just beeline to the end, but like... Say that about the rest of the game. You don't need to collect any map fragments throughout the game.
Yeah. I would seriously, genuinely, unless you like are in love with this game, I would genuinely not recommend completing it. It's just tedious, no matter what way you slice it in my books.
I mean, if you ask me, I wouldn't recommend completing any game, but that's just me.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that. You just don't like to complete things.
I don't mind completing something, it's just I don't like the idea of completion in a playthrough. You know, if I complete something, it's because I've gone back to it for years on end on one save file, slowly beating it, you know? But I think when a lot of people do completion, it's within, you know, that same stretch of time playing the game, and I think that's what kills completion rates for a lot of people.
Yeah, see...
And I don't think a game's intended to be played like that, personally.
I mean, everyone plays how they want to play, so... whether the developer accounts for that or not is, you know, their thing, but it's not necessarily a it's not necessarily a problem if the game is like this, and it's not necessarily designed for completion's sake, you know. But this game, you know, does give you a reward for getting absolutely fucking everything. So,
what's the reward?
You get more stamina circles for the boost, and you get a crown for the cosmetics. You can just wear a crown.
Oh, that's kind of sick, actually. I like that.
Yeah. So it's a neat little reward. I didn't expect like much of anything. It's better than Mario Sunshine, where you just get like a postcard that says thanks for playing.
Well, it's like, to give a little more of my perspective on completion, like Nier Automata, I've raved about it time and time again. I'll probably complete that game one day, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit with its fishing minigame collecting every fish for hours on end in one session, because that's stupid. You know, I'll do it slowly over the years. Yeah, that's stupid. I don't like that. I don't care how good, quote unquote, the completion is. That's not fun.
You will not believe how many hours of fishing I cut from the main playthrough.
Oh, I'm sure. And I don't want to do that. That's stupid.
I mean, I agree. I'm never gonna ever try to complete this game again. And I technically, with Update 2 changing the completion requirements, I technically haven't completed this game yet. So there's that.
Get wrecked, scrub.
I hate Sonic Team. But what I was gonna say was I like completing games, but that's why I also really enjoy replaying shorter games that have like completion requirements. So like the classic Sonic games, Mega Man X, that sort of thing.
I call that a different requirement. I call that just simply beating the game.
Well, you can beat the game without getting all the shit. That's just.
But have you really beaten it?
Yeah. You get to
Not
the credits,
really. You didn't beat Eggman. You didn't beat Eggman though, and that's the requirement for beating Sonic.
There's no alternate ending in Mega Man X. Oh shit! All right, it's fine.
I don't know. It's just the way I see shorter games is I feel like you're meant to do it all because of how short it is. But that's, you know, for me that's perfect because I can actually viably do that in a quick session.
You say that, but you realize they're putting all this extra padding with collectibles and stuff in these games because they're trying to justify the $70 price tag. So they intend for you to spend hours upon hours.
I bought Metroid Dread for $60. Have only played through it once, and I feel like that was well worth my $60. So fuck padding. I don't care about that.
Well, you know, game industry disagrees with you. They want players to spend hours upon hours upon hours playing these games, so they don't get points knocked off on the review for their game for being too short for the price.
I don't think I've ever knocked off one of the knockoff points for being too short before.
Well, I've never done that either, but, well, I would have done it with Superstars, but then Superstars ended up being too long. Because it's like, oh yeah, play the game twice and then you can beat it. But, I don't know. Anyways, we're at the Master Trial, the one we've been complaining about this whole playthrough so far.
You've been complaining.
Just put it on easy. The game is well designed because you can put it on easy.
You tell me why being able to lower the difficulty for an obvious skill issue is a bad thing. Just saying.
It's not called a skill issue. It's called accessibility. If it's badly designed.
It's called accessibility. There's an award for that, though. I want Sonic Frontiers to get an accessibility reward. Like, look how much you can change Sonic's speed. This is like the most accessible Sonic game. Just saying.
Yeah, we couldn't figure out the physics ourselves, so we let the players do it, and then we don't design the game around it. Oh yeah, here we go. We're doing the fucking challenge.
Oh boy. You had to cut out the music though. All right, that's number 1.
No, okay. Now watch what happens here. Carefully watch Sonic.
Okay.
Do you see that? And then there he goes.
What?
Wee. Look at how good I was doing on this attempt. I have 300 rings at Wyvern. And that's the moment I decided to switch to easy. I basically spammed Quickstep, and that broke the scripted loop, and that caused Sonic to fall off the fucking path.
Huh.
Yeah. All right, so now here's the real final attempt. This is my first attempt on easy.
Okay, I will have one complaint with this. I wish they took out the segments where you had to collect the emerald.
Oh, yeah. If it was just the fight, yeah, it would be a little better, but I still hate this challenge. I don't care if I can put it on easy and it's easy. You know, it's not a fun challenge.
I still really enjoyed the bosses, so I liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed these bosses my first playthrough. When it was like this freaking jaw-dropping spectacle moment. But now I see all the little flaws with it and how shallow the gameplay of it is. It's, yeah. They just need to improve the
maybe I'm
combat
just in too much of a hype mode when playing this game, but I have fun with it every time. I don't know. I'm just easy to please.
These bosses are not nearly as replayable for me as anything else in this game. I mean, this game, like I said, is the least replayable Sonic game. So, I don't know. But basically, the strategy for this is you want to get your quick Psyloop up really fast, because you do, like, double damage when you do the quick Psyloop on them.
I barely ever use the Psyloop.
Yeah, well, it makes it go by faster, so you can save more rings. That's the strategy for hard mode if you're, playing that. Mm-hmm. Which, I'm convinced all the people that played this on hard and said it wasn't that hard are either lying or got really lucky.
Just get good at parry mechanics.
The attacks do not have, like, sometimes when the parry window, the arm of the animation is already, like, far past Sonic. Sometimes you parry before the arm touches you, because the hitboxes are just, they're not well made, I guess. I don't know, well timed with the animations. So, unless you do hours of trial and error, I don't see how you can figure out these parry timings. I just got hit by a laser. Just wasted like 5 of my rings. Freaking dick.
Yeah, you're doing fine on time. You'll be good.
Well, yeah, because I'm on easy now.
Yeah. It's accessibility.
Yeah, and I pride myself of being good at Sonic games. And I just couldn't be bothered with this shit. The sand here looks like snow. I wanted a snow open level.
Everyone was recommending infinite boost. You really don't need it. It doesn't really change anything.
It helps with this section because...
Not really, because you really don't move much slower while you're on the scripted sequence without the boost. It doesn't really change much.
I mean, I guess, but it makes me feel better.
If anything, it's slightly really more engaging because then you don't have to keep holding the boot, because then you have to let go of the boost button, let it charge back up, so it's slightly more engaging. So actually, you're doing yourself a disservice.
They put it in the game. They want me to use it. That's my argument for all your nonsense. They clearly put this shit here. They want me to do it.
Hey,
God damn it, and I'm gonna do it.
You have to optimize it to be fun. It's fun in the overworld. It isn't as much fun here, though.
Well, this is just not a very fun sequence in general.
My problem with the sequence stems entirely in the thumbstick letting you quick step. I wish they would let me turn that off. It's stupid. I hate it in Sonic Colors, and I hate it here.
In this game, though, if you hold the analog stick, you'll instantly, like, dart to the other side. Like, you'll keep quick stepping. When in, like, Colors and stuff, you have to keep tapping in the direction you want to go with the quick step. This, you can, if you accidentally hold the stick for slightly too long, you're going to quick step twice.
So what you're saying is Blind Squirrel did something right.
But
only that one thing.
I thought you still had to use the analog stick to fucking quick step.
You do, but it's slightly better than this game.
Well, no, because I'm not gonna give Blind Squirrel that credit because it was like that in the original Colors and in Forces. This game, for some reason, doing it with the bumpers and the analog stick act differently.
Hey, it's that song we raved about.
It's such a good song. Okay, moving on. Now I'm not gonna
rave about it.
I'm not gonna.
I got nothing to say about the fight itself. This song's awesome.
So you guys remember in the main playthrough where I said purposefully don't parry the missiles to make it more fun. Can't really do that in this mode. So you gotta save as much time as possible. Especially if you're on hard mode. Yeah, see how much damage I just freaking did to this guy while he was Psy-looped? He's already at half health.
My strategy was press X, then do that B, then hold B, and just spam that.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And it was essentially taking out a quarter of his health bar each time.
Yeah, Wyvern has much less health than Giganto. Or Giganto. Whatever.
Yeah, but he still takes longer.
Yeah, because he just fucking sits there. Look at him.
I will say, though, even on easy, these missiles can be kind of hard to time.
Yeah, because you can't see
Which
them.
makes it interesting.
They blend in with Wyvern himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all these freaking... Yeah, look. That parry window, the freaking hand didn't even touch me yet.
You have to wait for the claw marks.
No, you don't! The hand didn't even come close to me yet. And I parried it. But other times, like, especially with Giganto and the freaking Knight, he'll swing and you'll have to wait like a split second after his hand passes you to parry. So it's just inconsistent. That's why I think this is a poorly designed challenge, because obviously these fights were not designed with a perfect parry in mind.
I'll disagree. This game's perfect. Get good, scrub.
I didn't even parry that.
What a scrub.
Yeah, like, that's a thing, too. Like, this fight is whipping out freaking parry moments that I never even knew existed from the main game.
So it's a good challenge. It's teaching you new things.
No, it's not a good challenge because I can't keep practicing on Wyvern specifically each time because I have to fight Giganto again every time I fail. It's even worse for Knight. I gotta do both these frickers before I can even get to Knight. Look down, you won't be there. There's a fire in there, never dies.
Visions of Unleashed.
Man, the Sonic Symphony concert was really fucking good.
Every time I hear this song, I think about it.
I want to go back.
It was awesome.
Yeah. If we ever get a chance to do that shit again, I'm going again. By the way, I am working on a video for that trip. I just haven't gotten around to actually editing it, so look forward to that, I guess.
Evangelion reference.
Bro got stuffed.
Also, Giganto Evangelion reference. I forgot to say it then. I'm sorry.
Knight Evangelion reference? Question mark?
Yes, actually.
He's not even looking at me, the prick.
It is an Evangelion reference.
Look at how much longer the parry window is on easy. You get like a full 2 seconds. Oh shit!
This is from... I can think you can do that.
Yeah. Get on it. Yes.
To anybody wondering, this is from that weird prototype Ava at the beginning of the second Rebuild film, if anyone knows that. I just wanted to say that. He's even got an Ava horn.
Are all the Titan... That was his sword. It was in his forehead. I never noticed that.
That's metal as fuck, actually.
I never freaking noticed that. That's awesome. I'm here to go beyond my limit, not to compromise.
This song is great. Honestly, the more I've listened to it, I think I might put it above Undefeatable. I don't know. It depends on the day.
Yeah, I disagree. I think this one, for me, is clearly the worst one. Why was he just, like, looking off into the horizon there?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah, and there's this freaking RNG part, which could F you over in the hard mode version of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Psyloop, bitch.
I feel like that sequence where Sonic was riding on the disc was also an Evangelion reference, but I don't know what. So, we'll call that one tentative for now.
Gurren Lagann.
With this drill, I will pierce the heavens!
With this
You can understand that now, yay!
Yeah, I can. With this...
Did you finish it?
No, I haven't yet.
Fuck.
We started watching the new season of Invincible.
That's also good. I'm like an episode in. I gotta watch more.
Yeah. I mean, they're only 4 episodes in. Did I get lucky? No.
Ooh.
Here we go. I got lucky. Fuck this guy. Psyloop again. Get
Of course.
fricked.
Ooh.
Man.
And this is why you set it to easy.
Yeah, so it can be like basically just the same exact fights you already did again.
Yeah, and I have no issue with that.
Boss rush, boss rush. I'm surprised they didn't make us fight all the freaking Guardians in like a challenge or something.
Yeah.
That would have been cancerous, but
I know they're controversial, but I like boss rushes.
Why is that sword so low res? I just noticed that. Holy shit.
So it's kind of it's usually a matter though of whether or not I get healed and how difficult each individual fight is. Because sometimes you'll fight weakened versions, or you'll get a health gen after each encounter.
Yeah.
So it just depends. This one, if you set it to easy, it's pretty easy, so it's not too bad.
With this Psyloop,
And
I
then
will
most
telekinetically grab this sword and slice the heavens.
And then pretty much any classic Mega Man boss rush is easy as fuck because you have all the weapons.
I mean, I don't know. I just think it's padding most of the time, personally. But
yeah, 5 minutes is padding.
It is
That's
for
how
a
long
game
most boss
that's
rushes last.
It is for a game that's like only 30 minutes to beat.
For the classic games, I'm talking about modern games though.
Also,
too.
and this boss rush was like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Plus. I don't actually know how long it was.
Just get good at the game, God.
He's unlocked Super Saiyan 2, guys.
I can't believe the files actually call it Supersonic 2. That's hilarious.
They probably didn't actually have a name for it. They just freaking were like, okay, we'll do this, I guess.
Yeah, I found that out because it... Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, it kind of makes sense that the Chaos people would be able to actually help Sonic unlock an elevated, ascended form of Super Saiyan. And we'll talk about it more next part, I'm sure, but Ian Flynn, the original concept for the ending of the game was that the Ancients would pour all their power into Sonic, and he would turn hypersonic at one last time to defeat the end. And then they obviously didn't use hypersonic, but they do something very similar with the Supersonic 2 and everything.
You see, though, I'm sad hypersonic didn't return, but I can't say I dislike it. Because I mean, really like what this mode does. And especially during the ending sequence. It's really cool.
I think the ending of this game is probably the closest we will ever get to like actually having a hypersonic in the game, because Ian Flynn himself said that if he ever brought hypersonic back, it would basically be something that is very erratic and very hard for Sonic to control, so he'd have to use it in one quick burst, which is exactly what happens with the ending of this game. So
yeah.
It's probably Ian Flynn just doing the best he can without actually being allowed to use hypersonic, which is still lame for me. I don't know.
It is what it is. Most of these explanations are at least better than the moon or turn it's on its side. So it's repaired now.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing a whole bunch of side stories now.
Cool. I am gonna be barely paying attention to what you're saying and trying to listen to what they're saying, because I miss most of these.
Where do they go? Yeah, some of them are funny. We already did the pinball one, but some of them are actually pretty hilarious. You're gonna have to commentate, though, because I'm literally doing these one after another.
Oh, boy. Alright, Tails, yeah, you say that. Oh.
Yeah, this is what I meant, by the way, when I said I'd streamline it. I'm literally just cutting everything out between these.
That's good. You're learning.
What do you mean I'm learning?
I mean, what I said.
You just cut things that could be helpful for, having some context. And you don't realize it until I bring it up. Every time you change your freaking kit in Dark Souls, you cut that out. You cut the menu out. You cut all your leveling up out. I don't know what your freaking character's level is. I don't know what gear you have.
That's not important.
It is important. Because it confuses me.
Well, then play the game and learn.
We're supposed to be showcasing the damn game.
I am. I'm not showcasing the leveling systems.
Dude, give Eggman a new goddamn Eggmobile. This is the same one from Unleashed.
Hey, look, he finally found one he liked and decided to stop upgrading. What's wrong with that?
Dude, his seat is so wide. Eggman's so small
he wants to be
inside of
comfy.
that thing. No, I feel like if he's dashing, it doesn't have a seatbelt in there. If he's dashing around,
I like to think
avoiding
there
the
are two
hedgehog.
cushions that will squeeze around his ass to hold him in place.
His perfectly,
but you can't see him.
His perfectly rotund ass. No, it's actually Tempur-Pedic, cushioning. So his ass just sinks perfectly into the seat.
He's cushioned by 2 Dreamcasts, since we know he has them in there.
Oh yeah, well he has one of them at least, and then Super Eggman Adventure.
Dude, don't say Super Eggman after what happened on Twitter yesterday.
Dude, that would have made Forces so much cooler if they did that. Because it's a Phantom Ruby, it makes so much sense. They can do fucking anything with that.
Does that make Sonic after the sequel canon?
Yes.
I like to pretend SMBZ is also canon after the reference, so that's how these things work.
I'll crush you! No, that just means Mecha Sonic watched the Cooler movie. Oh, hi, Sonic. Just standing right next to this random platform section.
I'm glad they let the characters interact with each other instead of it only being Sonic, Sage, or Eggman that you can find.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of Sonic Adventure, where you can happen upon the other characters in the hub worlds. I really like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have as much meaning here. I mean, they say more meaningful things here, I guess, but it's less meaningful than Adventure for me because these characters don't have a story to play through, so you don't see where they are at certain points in their story. So yeah.
I feel like the last time anything significant happened with characters interacting each other away from Sonic was probably 06. I mean, I guess there's Forces, but like the custom character, that's what I'm trying to say, it's just Sonic.
Yeah.
So I'm not counting that.
Well, it's also like all the things that the other characters are doing we only ever hear about in the like Star Fox-esque dialogue thing during stages. It's like, oh, the Chaotix are exploring the Death Egg while the Avatar went a completely different way.
Yeah, and I hear absolutely none of those while I'm playing the game because I'm not listening.
Well, they're kind of funny sometimes.
It doesn't matter, I'm too focused.
You're lying! It's actually retained 66% of its combat strength. You're lying!
I think I got this one.
Well, yeah, it's like right at the bottom of the last tower. I'd be surprised if you missed it. But yeah, each time you see me...
They actually explain Big, and it's amazing.
Yeah, he's not actually here. Well, hey, Sonic. I'm Gohan.
That's okay. Apparently, they really like how Big turned out in this, so yay.
Dude,
hopefully he'll keep playable.
Big should be playable in the next game.
I saw a post pop up on Twitter where it was like, I finally, after all these years, finally played that damn Big the Cat campaign, and it was done in 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was like Fidel. He was like, after gaslighting myself for years, thinking this was ass, it's over in 20 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. There's lots of ramps. Whee.
That's okay. When I get to the Big Kid campaign in my adventure playthrough, I'm going to make it 40 minutes. Just for you.
Yay.
I have never seen this one.
Yeah, this one's...
Wow. This one goes all over. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, you can get to the ending really fast, like I just showed off there. But finding all of this stuff to complete it, there's a lot of different paths you can go. Like, this is the stage. I didn't know where the hidden goal was for the rest of this playthrough. It was the last thing I found completing this, so we're not going to see that. But I do get it eventually. It's just, I had to look up a video to find it, because... Yeah, that like you saw, there's like tons of different places you can go in that stage. So yeah, it was hard to find the secret, the hidden goal in that. You have to like hit a specific spring, and it'll take you completely in the opposite direction the stage is going. So you would never find it if you're just trying to explore the stage normally.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
This was her year.
Yeah, this is the year of Amy Rose. First time she's been playable in a classic Sonic game. First time she's been playable in general in like 10 plus years.
Since 06.
Yep.
She's not even in Black Knight or Secret Rings as a playable character in any of the mini games. So. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's crazy.
There was that Tails tube. I think we might have mentioned it in one of these previous parts. There was a Tails tube recently that basically confirmed the existence of the classic Sonic, what we thought were classic Sonic exclusive characters. They are confirmed to actually exist in the modern universe. This
They're
includes,
just never going to be shown.
Yeah, they'll never be shown, and that makes me sad. This includes Team Hooligans, so Fang, Bean, and Bark,
Right.
Mighty and Ray, and probably people like Honey the Cat and stuff like that. We're just never gonna.
Oh, I just had to remember who Honey the Cat was. I think you're kind of confused with the name Rosie the Rascal, which I think wasn't that another name for Amy.
Rosie the Rascal, technically, was another name for Amy. In the Archie comics, she's the alternate universe Amy from like Scourge's dimension. So she looks like the classic Amy, but she's like fucking basically Harley Quinn.
Oh.
Yeah. In terms of
I'm glad that weird test or that weird unfinished character from Sonic the Fighters is an official character.
Yeah, she appeared in the Archie comics a lot.
I don't care about the Archie comics.
Well, I do, because that's where we got official modern Sonic designs for Mighty and Ray, and it makes me happy. And if they ever are actually brought into the modern games, and I hope they are one day, then I'd love them to use those designs, but it probably won't be. It'll probably be something different.
Is there a good way to look at those comics outside of scans, or is that it?
I mean, you could collect them. They're probably pretty expensive.
Fuck that. I got a single Archie issue and a single Sonic Universe issue, and I've never found more than that, so fuck that.
Yeah, I used to get like the Archie comics a lot as a kid. So I have a couple of the volumes and a couple of just individual issues. I have the, I forget what it's called, but it's like Hedgehog Havoc or something. Because there's Sonic, Shadow, Metal Sonic, Silver, Rosie, Amy, and fucking Scourge. All in one comic, duking it out. And it was just so awesome, because at the end of it, Scourge gets to go super and he's purple, and it's just... That's so cool.
So he's Goku Black.
Yeah, kinda, except he's not a god that possesses Sonic's body in a different timeline.
With Ken Penders, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, no, it's just basically alternate dimension Sonic that is evil. That's pretty much all that it is.
Well, now we have Surge, so...
His best quote is like... how does it feel knowing that you're just you could have just been one measly day from being like me? He says that to Sonic. It was pretty hard line. Because he's like super and just kicking Sonic's ass while he says that.
I feel like Surge says something similar.
Surge is pretty much the IDW Scourge.
Yeah, I know. But she is, from what I can gather, a lot more well-rounded.
Yeah, she's basically
developed.
Her and Kitsune, or whatever his name is.
It's Kitsuname. Or
okay.
Kitsunami.
Okay. They are basically...
is a very clever name, and I love it.
They are basically the Sonic universe equivalent of the androids from Dragon Ball. Just, more emotional rather than being like playful teenagers. So, yeah. But I love Surge and Kitsuname or whatever. I really hope they get to appear in the games at some point. I'd like to play as Surge. Just as an alternate playstyle to Sonic. I think she'd fit in a game like this.
Doubt they'll ever be in the games as playable.
I mean, they're in Sonic Dash and Forces Speed Battle now.
And so. I'm sure that's all.
I don't know. Sega, there's a reason Sega's claiming all of the new Sonic things to be canon at this point. Maybe they want to... Because Ian Flynn himself was like... I think we talked about this. He was like... there's technically no restrictions on it, so if I were to ever write them for a game, I would have to basically not fully introduce that character. I'd basically just have a couple lines of dialogue that establish some kind of relationship with Sonic, and then just go from there. And if people want to read the comics to get more of a backstory, they can, but they don't necessarily have to. So I don't think...
all I can say to that is just please let me play as Silver again.
Yeah, I really want Silver in like an open zone context would be so much fun. uh just like they like his moveset in '06 is pretty interesting. They just have to like obviously finish it since it's not finished in the original. But I feel like if they brought Silver back, they'd probably just make him more in line with just standard Sonic, which is fine, but like I don't know, at least keep his hover and stuff. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.